Terror strikes again. A dark day in Jammu and Kashmir. On June 10, 2024, the serene landscape of Jammu and Kashmir was shattered by gunfire and explosions. Terrorists launched a coordinated attack, targeting civilians and security personnel. Fear and panic gripped the region as news of the attacks spread. Security forces swiftly responded, cordoning off affected areas and launching operations to neutralize the attackers. Hospitals were put on high alert as they struggled to cope with the influx of casualties. The attacks prompted widespread condemnation from political leaders and citizens alike. As investigations continue, the nation mourns the loss of innocent lives and grapples with how to prevent such tragedies from occurring again. A troubled past. Echoes of violence in the valley. The June 10th attack is not an isolated incident. It is part of a long and tragic history of violence that has plagued this region for many years. The region of Jammu and Kashmir has been grappling with terrorism for decades. The beautiful landscapes hide a turbulent history of conflict and strife. Over the years, numerous terrorist groups have emerged, each with their own ideologies and objectives. These groups have sown fear and chaos, disrupting the lives of countless innocent people. One of the most significant attacks in recent memory was the 2019 Pulwama attack, which claimed the lives of 40 Indian security personnel. This tragic event left a deep scar on the nation. This attack, orchestrated by Jaish-e-Mohammed, a Pakistan-based terrorist group, brought the two nuclear-armed neighbors to the brink of war. The tension between India and Pakistan escalated to dangerous levels. The history of terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir is a long and bloody one, marked by countless acts of violence. Each act of terror leaves behind a trail of grief and loss. Despite the efforts of the Indian government and security forces to combat terrorism, the region continues to be plagued by this menace. The fight against terrorism is ongoing and relentless. The June 10th attack serves as a stark reminder of the challenges that lie ahead in the quest for peace and stability in Jammu and Kashmir. The road to peace is long and fraught with obstacles, but the hope for a better future remains strong. Seeds of discord. Unraveling the complex web of motives. The motives behind the June 10th attack are deeply intertwined with the complex geopolitical realities of the region, making it a multifaceted issue that is difficult to untangle. Geopolitical tensions between India and Pakistan, with Kashmir at the heart of the dispute, have fueled instability for decades. This long-standing conflict has created an environment ripe for violence and unrest. Terrorist groups have exploited these tensions, using the disputed territory as a recruiting ground. They manipulate the ongoing conflict to further their own agendas, drawing in vulnerable individuals. Religious extremism is another significant driver of violence in the region. The interplay of religious beliefs and political motives creates a volatile mix. Some terrorist groups espouse a radical Islamist ideology that views India as an enemy. This ideology fuels their actions and justifies their violent tactics. Local discontent also plays a role in fueling militancy. Grievances over political representation, economic opportunities, and human rights abuses contribute to the unrest. The June 10th attack is a product of this complex web of motives, reminding us that achieving peace requires addressing both the symptoms and root causes of terrorism. Only through comprehensive peace-building efforts can lasting stability be achieved in such conflict zones. The Shield stands guard. India's response to terror. In the wake of the June 10th attack, India responded swiftly and decisively. Security forces launched a full-scale operation to neutralize the attackers and restore order. India has long maintained a robust security presence in Jammu and Kashmir to counter terrorism. The Indian Army, paramilitary forces, and state police work in coordination to maintain law and order. India has strengthened its intelligence gathering capabilities and enhanced border security. The Indian government has adopted a multi-pronged approach, combining military operations with development initiatives. India has sought international cooperation in its fight against terrorism. The June 10th attack underscores the need for continued vigilance and a comprehensive approach to combat terrorism. The long road ahead, challenges and the path to peace. The June 10th attack serves as a stark reminder of the long and arduous road ahead in the quest for peace in Jammu and Kashmir. The pain and loss felt by the community are palpable, and the journey towards healing is fraught with obstacles. Several challenges hinder the path to peace, making it imperative to adopt a multifaceted approach. These challenges are deeply rooted and interconnected, requiring a nuanced understanding and a coordinated effort from all stakeholders. One of the primary challenges is the continued support for terrorism from across the border. This external influence exacerbates the internal strife and complicates efforts to establish stability. Addressing this issue requires sustained diplomatic pressure on Pakistan. International cooperation and persistent dialogue are essential to curbing the support for militant activities. Another challenge is the radicalization of youth within Jammu and Kashmir. The allure of extremist ideologies preys on the vulnerabilities of young minds, making them susceptible to manipulation. Countering this trend necessitates a comprehensive strategy that addresses socio-economic factors. Providing education, employment opportunities, and fostering a sense of belonging can help steer the youth away from radical influences. The lack of trust between the local population and security forces also poses a significant challenge. Historical grievances and instances of excesses by security personnel have deepened the divide. Building bridges with the local community and ensuring accountability for any excesses by security forces are crucial for fostering reconciliation and lasting peace. Transparent communication and genuine efforts to address the concerns of the local population can pave the way for mutual trust and cooperation. The global stage international implications and support. The June 10th terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir drew condemnation and concern from the international community. World leaders and international organizations expressed solidarity with India and condemned the attack. The United States reaffirmed its commitment to working with India to combat terrorism. The United Nations Security Council called for the perpetrators to be brought to justice. Sharing intelligence, disrupting terrorist financing, and strengthening border security require collaborative efforts from all countries. The international community also has a role to play in addressing the root causes of terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir. The human cost scars on the soul of Kashmir. Beyond the geopolitical ramifications, the June 10th attack left an indelible mark on the people of Jammu and Kashmir. The human cost of terrorism is immeasurable, leaving behind shattered lives and broken families. The families of the victims are left to grapple with the sudden and tragic loss of their loved ones. The injured face a long and arduous road to recovery, both physically and psychologically. The attack also had a profound impact on the collective psyche of the Kashmiri people. Providing support and rehabilitation to the victims and addressing the psychological trauma are crucial steps towards rebuilding lives and communities. Winning hearts and minds. The battle beyond bullets. Winning the peace in Jammu and Kashmir requires addressing the underlying factors that contribute to radicalization and violence. This entails a multi-pronged approach that focuses on winning the hearts and minds of the people. Creating employment opportunities, improving access to education and healthcare, and promoting equitable development are essential. Promoting dialogue and reconciliation within the Kashmiri society is equally important. Countering extremist ideologies requires a concerted effort to promote critical thinking, tolerance, and respect for diversity. Engaging with religious leaders, educators, and community influencers to disseminate messages of peace is crucial. Towards a brighter dawn, a vision for lasting peace. Achieving lasting peace in Jammu and Kashmir requires a comprehensive and sustained effort from all stakeholders involved. Dialogue and diplomacy are essential for finding a lasting and peaceful solution to the Kashmir issue. India and Pakistan must engage in meaningful dialogue to address and resolve their differences. Addressing the legitimate aspirations of the Kashmiri people is crucial for ensuring lasting and sustainable peace. This includes respecting their human rights, and providing them with political participation and fair representation. Promoting people-to-people contact and fostering cultural exchanges can help build bridges of understanding and mutual trust. A call to action, the responsibility to remember and act. The June 10th terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of hatred and violence. We must remember the victims and stand in solidarity with their families. We must honor their memory by working tirelessly to create a world free from terrorism and violence. We must reject all forms of extremism and intolerance. By investing in education, healthcare, and economic development, we can create a more just and equitable world. Let us work together to build a future where peace prevails and the scourge of terrorism is consigned to history.